Wildcats. This is Mrs. McDevitt. Hello, we are working on booklet 6-5, and today I'm going to do pages 18 and 19 with you. So we're going to do this thing called a lefty-righty experiment. We're going to use the data to do the next page and a half. But the first thing we're going to do is this activity. So what I want you to do is I want you to put the pencil in your dominant hand. And your dominant hand is the hand that you normally write with. So my dominant hand is my right hand. So I'm going to start with the right side. And I'm going to call a timer after about 10 seconds. You're going to put a bunch of X's inside the circles for 10 seconds. And just do it as fast as you can in the time that I give you. Ready? Go. Stop. Okay? Now I'm going to have you switch to your non-dominant hand. Your non-dominant hand. Again, 10 seconds. Ready? Go. Stop. All right. So if you notice, I was able to just write my little X's in those circles, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. And on my dominant hand, it looks like I was able to do this section. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you would assume that your dominant hand is going to be able to produce more X's in those circles. So we're going to take that information and we're going to complete this page. It says count the number of circles that have an X on your left side. So I had 7. Count the number of circles that have an X on your righty side. Well, I had 13. Which side has more? Well, my right side has more. Yours might be different. Your numbers might be different. Maybe you're a lefty and your left side was stronger. And do you think your answer to problem 3 is true for most of your classmates? Now, if we were doing this in the classroom, we would all be doing it and then we would collect all of our data. Now, seeing that a higher percentage of Americans and people in the world are right-handed, we're going to probably assume that our right hand is, since it's more dominant, that most of our classmates probably have more on the right side. So you can go ahead and write that. All right, let's go to the other page, page 19. Now, I gave you some numbers here. We're going to use these numbers. If we were doing it in the classroom, we would record all of our classmates' numbers here. So, on the left side, we're going to use these numbers, and I've already put them from least to greatest order. So, we've got 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, and 15. I'm going to assume these people over here probably were lefties, because I know I was not anywhere close to that. And on the right side, please put down 7, 8, 15, 17, 18, 20, 21, and 21. So we're going to use these numbers for our data today. So let's look at the lefty data. So it says find each of the following statistical measurements. Remember, this is our stats unit. Statistical measurements for both data sets. The number of data points on our left side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 data points. On the right side, there are the same. There are 8 data points. Now, if you recall, the mean means the average. The mean is the average. So what you want to do is you want to add all of those numbers up and you want to find the average. You're going to divide by the total number, which is 8. And when you do that, your data is 8.75. So let me review that again. You're going to add all of these numbers up and divide by the total number of data points we have, which is 8. You divide by 8. and you would get 8.75. Now the median means the middle number. And if you recall, start with the outer numbers, then move in, and move in. And between 8 and 9 is 8.5, or 8.5. That is our median. And our mode means the most often. What number or numbers do we see the most often? Well, we have 2 6s, 1 7, 1 8, 2 9s, a 10, and a 15. So our mode is 6 and 9. They both have the same number. All right, so our range. Now we're going to look at the measures of spread. The range is the number that is the biggest and the number that is the smallest. And we're going to subtract the smaller number from the largest number. So we have a 15 and we have a 6. So this becomes 15 minus 6, which is 9. Now, if you recall the IQR, interquartile range, you're going to take those numbers and you're going to break them up into groups of 4. So 8.5 is quarter 2, Q2. If you look in to find the median between this side, the median, you've got 6 and 8, move in, 6 and 7, so Q1 is 6.5. And then we're going to go over here to this side, and we can cross off 9 and 15, and then 9 and 10, and our median would be 9.5. So that is Q3. So our IQR is taking Q3 and subtracting Q1. So that is 9.5 minus 6.5. So our IQR is 3. There is a great video under the supplemental videos if you're still having a hard time understanding the IQR, the interquartile range. So let's go back and just do a summary down here. The minimum number is a 6. The maximum number from our data up here is 15. And all we're going to do is we're going to list our Q1, our Q2, and our Q3. So our Q1 is 6.5. Q2 is 8.5. And Q3 is 9.5. So that is just for the left side. We're going to go and do the right side. So let's do the same thing. The mean is the average. And the average of all of these numbers added up and divided by 8 is 15.875. The median, the middle number, start on the outer side and cross off, cross off, cross off, and you can see that it would be right in the middle, 17.5. That's the same as Q2. Remember quarters. Think of 4 quarters in a dollar. You can divide them into fourths. So our median is 17.5. And our mode, what numbers do we see most often? Well, I see 2 21s and I don't see double of anything else. So 21 is our mode. Now let's go look at the measures of spread. Our range, remember the range. We're going to take the highest number and we're going to subtract the lowest number. So 21 minus 7 is 14. Our IQR, let's find the IQR. We need to find our Q1 and our Q3. So we have Q2 here. Let's look at Q1 between 7 and 17. We're going to cross off the 7 and 17. And we look at 8 and 15. And what is right in the middle of 8 and 15? Well, if you can't just do that in your head, we're going to add these two together and divide by 2. So if you add 15 and 8, you get 23. If we divide 23 divided by 2, what do we get? We get 11.5. So Q1 is 11.5. Let's go over here to the right side of this. We have 18 to 21. So we're going to cross off the 18 and 21. And we're going to look between 20 and 21. And our Q3 is 20.5. So we're going to go down here to the IQR. Remember, we're going to subtract the Q1 from the Q3. So we have 20.5 minus 11.5. So our IQR is 9. And to summarize the data, we do our minimum. Our minimum is 7. Our maximum is 21. Remember, I'm getting all of that data up here with all the numbers. Q1 is 11.5. Q2 is 17.5. And Q3 is 20.5. All right, I hope that helps. Again, if you're having a hard time understanding that, you can rewatch this. You can pause it at any time. You can go back and look at the supplemental videos. Have a great day, Wildcats.